based on which the competition based market is classified, right? So we just saw a number of things yesterday, and shall we continue with it? Shall we, people?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, right. So coming into the stuff, maybe like I'll run fast. We had been talking about the basis on which the competition based market is classified. We started with commodity, and then we spoke about the entry and the exit, the freedom in entry and exit, and then the what is the distribution in the market share, and the number of sellers who are operating, number of buyers, and the relationship between the sellers. These are the categorizations based on which, or the standards based on which the competitive based market is classified. Okay, right? So when they are asking for a question like write about the market morphology of a competitive based market, you need to write these points, maybe like in 2 marks it may appear. Okay, so coming down to it, so based on the particular points we discussed, based on all these points, the competitive based market is classified into two categorizations. Okay, so based on the number of buyers, based on the number of sellers, the nature of the product that is being sold, and what sort of a relationship is existing between the seller and the buyer, and the freedom of entry and exit, and the uniqueness of the product. So based on all these things, the competition based market is classified as perfect market, an imperfect market, or to say perfect competitive market or imperfect competitive market. So if you take up this perfect competitive market, you have only a single one, right? It's perfect. There's nothing substitute for it, or so if we call something as to be perfect, we don't have any substitutions, right? It's 100% already full, or say like it's something, say like it's a full in its form itself, நிறைவா இருக்கு. So that's what is perfect is. So when it is completely full and perfect, you don't have any subdivisions under it. That's all, only one. So you have only that particular thing. But if you go for imperfect, so opposite of perfect is imperfect. When you're having imperfection, you may have degrees of imperfection, அதாவது levels of imperfection. Based upon the levels of imperfection, basically there are three types. Apart from these three types, you are also having some more that I have listed here. Okay, in the last two slides I have listed under the title called as other type of market structure. So when you're talking about the imperfect competitive market, basically any economist will say that there are three types of imperfect competitive market condition. So what are the three? First one, it's called as a monopoly. Monopoly. Second one is called as the oligopoly. I call it as oligopoly. And the third one is monopolistic competition. Monopolistic competition, in the sense, it's a combination of two things. One, the perfect competition plus the monopoly condition. So perfect competition plus monopoly condition, and that's why it's called as a monopolistic competition, right? So these are the four basic structures which are present in a competitive market structure. Okay, so this is a very important answer, or say like question in this particular area. Please make a mark of it. This is a very important question in this particular portion called as market. Area based classification, time based classification, or any other thing, they are all quite normal, and they are quite commonly existing. But competition based, it's a very stiff one. You need to play a very strong game in order to survive the competition. And also it is like a complete understanding of this will help you to participate in the economic functioning of a business properly. And that's why it's very important, both from exam point of view and also from say like market point of view, right? Shall we move further into one by one, looking at the characteristics? Yes, shall we, people?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
No.
ma'am.
Right. So here you can see two things. Here you can see two things under perfect and imperfect. There are two columns here, and each of the column talking about seller here. It means like one column completely talks about seller, another column talks about the type of pricing strategy that is being followed. Okay, so when I'm talking about sellers, they are the key concepts for this competition condition. They are the key concepts. மத்ததெல்லாம் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it is like only secondary, but this is a key criteria which it remains a type of competition. If you look at the first one, perfect competition, you have innumerable sellers. நிறைய sellers இருப்பாங்க. Next one, monopoly, you have. What is meant by mono? Mono means one. So you have only, yeah, single, one seller. And if you take up oligopoly, it means like you are having few sellers. You're having few sellers. And the next one is called as a monopolistic competition. Here you have many sellers, but they are limited in number. As I told you, it is a combination of both perfect and imperfect competition. So it is a combination of monopoly and as well as perfect competition. So you're having many, but they're limited. Oligopoly, you're having only few sellers. And the first one, you remember when we had been talking about production and cost, I used a word called as price taker. In the sense, when you're having a very tough competition, you're having so many sellers, it means that you are somebody who has to go along with the prices in the market. Prices in the market, in the sense, it is like, I cannot reduce the price, because if I reduce the price, my cost will be affected. If I'm going to increase the price, even then I will be losing my customers. So I cannot either go up or go down. I have to go along with the market and the other sellers pricing. Marketல மத்த sellers என்ன pricing வைக்கிறாங்களோ அதுலயே நான் போகணும். That is why it's called as a price taker. I have to take up whatever prices the market and the other sellers are fixing it. And moving along with the monopoly, it is like one seller. You're having only one seller, and he is called as a price maker. He's called as the price maker, in the sense he fixes the prices in the market. So whatever he fixes, that is called as the price, and that's why it's called as a price maker. And it is say like monopoly, the app word is like he is the price determiner in the market. He's not only the price maker, he's a price determiner. Whatever he fixes, it's a price, because he's the only seller in the market. அவர் ஒருத்தர் மட்டும்தான் செல் பண்றாரு. அவர் விக்கிறதா வேலை, அவர் சொல்றதா வேலை. The next one, many sellers, monopolistic competition, you're having few to many sellers. Here again, it is like you're having only a few, so they make the prices. And then oligopoly, here again you're having only a minimum number of sellers, and therefore they are again called as price makers, because they come together to an understanding and they fix the prices in the market. Okay, right. So moving down into the main stuff, maybe like this is just an overview, it may not be that very easy to understand, it's clumsy. We'll move further. Okay, right. So I'll explain this diagram last, because once we have gone through the enumeration, it'll be easy for you to understand. Okay, right. So I'll keep this diagram last, but we will go on with the discussion of the other. The first one, perfectly competitive market. As we have seen, it's a competitive market, so it's an open competition. So since it's an open competition, you are having large number of buyers and sellers. You're not a few, but you have some large number of buyers and as well as sellers. So when you are having large number of buyers and sellers, what happens? It means that they are trying to sell what is called as a homogeneous product. Homogeneous. See, you have to understand these terminologies better. Large number of buyers and sellers, homogeneous product. Homogeneous. What is meant by homogeneous?
Similar type of product, ma'am.
Sure, very good. You're having what is called as only a similar type of product. You don't have a differentiation here. So perfect competition, it is say like it's an urgency market. Urgency in the sense, it is like you're trying to make some better benefits out of market condition. Say for example, as I have told you, the Diwali cracker market. All around the year, the cracker sales won't be that very high, and you cannot find any shops available, or say like many shops, I don't use any shops, many shops available around the city. But once the Diwali season starts, especially the last few weeks, it is like you can find counters, cracker counters in every single street.